everybody. Hello, 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 and especially hello, welcome to Alan Barsky. Welcome to the show, Alan.
It's nice to see you, Didi, traveling across country to country.
Yes, amazing. Well, by the way, I'm your host, Didi Verg, and this is being brought to you by Hypnothoughts 2018 Live, and today we are talking hypnosis with Alan. So let me tell you a little bit about Alan. Before Alan became a hypnotherapist, he had a diverse business background. He was an executive director of the National Consumer Education Bureau. He's been a copywriter and had his own business in the information services. Alan also taught in both high schools and juvenile halls. He even ran for elected public office in Michigan and won. But we're here today speaking with Alan as a certified NLP practitioner and trainer and as a hypnotherapist for over 15 years. So, Alan, tell us a little bit about you. How did you get into the world of hypnosis?
Well, I've always loved hypnosis. I was brought up in Detroit, and in Detroit, my family was friends with Saul Lewis, and Saul Lewis ran the Hypnosis Center of Detroit. He was one of the great leaders years ago. So my family loved Solly. He was a great guy, and he was always very pro-hypnosis. And in fact, when I was 13 years old, I went to a dentist. They did a root canal, and afterwards it was in great pain, and the dentist said there was nothing wrong. And so Sally suggested I go to a dentist that actually was also a hypnotist. Mm-hmm. And so at 13, I was hypnotized. And I remember vividly what went on during the root canal procedure in the doctor's office. They were fooling around, having a good time. The dentist was actually dating the assistant. Anyways, at some point, I felt a rush. And they furiously worked really hard, and they increased the dosage of the IV that they gave me. And when I awoke, the nurse said, this guy's going to feel a lot of pain for a long time. Oops. And so of course, I go home, and I did. And when the good dentist hypnotized me again, he took all that out. And so for me, hypnosis was a way of relieving pain from the very beginning, even when I was a young child. Mm-hmm. How powerful is that?
It is very, very powerful. So at this year's Hypnothoughts, you're going to be talking about a subject that not a lot of people are aware of. And again, I'm going to try and pronounce it correctly because it's a tongue twister. It's called Trichotillomania.
So and thank you for pronouncing it that way, because it's one of the secrets of being perceived as an expert. The first, it's a 1-hour class. And the one thing I promise, it's going to be fun. Is it going to be corny? I sure hope so. And so one of the things we're going to do is pronounce trichotillomania. And not only pronounce it, but I've got a way that you can also learn how to spell it. And when you can actually pronounce trichotillomania, people perceive you as an expert.
Right.
So once that happens, and that will happen, then you better learn how to be able to do this. And that's what we're going to go into next. It's a strange thing. It's when people pull their hair out, and I'm including nail biting as well. And it's filled with shame. It's filled with shame and embarrassment. And in particular, it often happens as a teenager. And when a parent sees the child pulling their hair, because they do it in this process, they yell at them, "Stop doing it." There's this awful interaction going back and forth between the parent and the child or the spouse who's saying, "Stop that." And the person doesn't really know they're doing it. So I developed a process to take all that shame away, to take all that embarrassment away, and which I will go into in my 50-minute class at Hypnothoughts. So I think you can get a lot of value out of showing up at this class.
Okay.
And you're going to learn how to do this process yourself, as well as other things that I use in my practice.
Right, that's amazing. And trichotillomania is something that's very embarrassing because people will actually pull out so much of their hair, they'll actually create big bald spots and be forced to wear a hat, and especially if you're a woman, if you're a woman and you've got these massive bald spots everywhere, it's a really, really debilitating condition.
It's pretty bad, and I also include eyebrows and eyelashes. So it can be pretty awful, and it can be little spots and skin picking. Sometimes I'm going to include a little bit about that too, and it is pretty embarrassing. They don't know what to do, so we do know what to do, and we can be very helpful. We can take them through a wonderful process. where they can make that change.
And let me tell you, with someone who's had a lifelong habit, anything from nail biting to hair pulling to any of that, I mean, virtually you say that is it just 4 sessions that you can help them be rid of that habit?
It's common 4 sessions, sometimes 6 sessions, but we've had a great deal of success within that process.
Right.
Yes, most people within 4 to 6 sessions.
Okay.
I believe the hypnosis that I like, the hypnotherapy that I like, I have a different practice. About a third of my practice is executive coaching.
Okay.
Another third is referrals from medical doctors. They come to me with different conditions. Sometimes a doctor will send me someone if they're working on skin in particular. I work with women who have eruptions all over their skin.
Like an eczema? Like an eczema? Like an eczema? What is it they have?
Oh, no, it's eruptions. Sometimes if you're working with a naturopath, they're getting rid of poisons out of the body.
Oh,
and the poisons are releasing in different places. But eczema too. These things, skin conditions, anything in the endocrine system, are strongly influenced by our thinking, our thoughts, and the hypnotherapy process. So there, a number of doctors send me for that. Sometimes people who go to the doctor so often that they're getting a little afraid of doctors.
Right.
It's anxiety related. All these things are anxiety related, and that's the majority of my practice. And I'm booked. I'm booked through May. And I'm booked 3 weeks to a month ahead of time. I do no marketing whatsoever.
Right.
It's all referral business from either the doctor or someone who I helped in the past. And I really love this business. In the executive coaching, I'm dealing with people who own businesses.
Right.
In this area, there's special effects. A lot of people in the special effects business, or in the sector, or in the tech sector, or in the biotech sector. So I get to work with people who have some pretty interesting jobs. And I think my advantage is I have life experience. I didn't just go to school and suddenly say, oh, here's my shingle, I'm here to help people. No, I went out there. I did business. I did some businesses where I made money. I did some businesses where I lost money. I took risks. I took chances. And so when they come for therapy, and most people see me half a dozen to a dozen times, mostly half a dozen times, we can talk about serious things, and I understand how their business works. In information services, I had 45 employees. Well, I know what it's like to have employees and how to work in that structure. So I think I'm helpful in more than just the standard things. So that's the majority of my business, that and some pain and weight loss, which are standards. And not many people smoke cigarettes around here. So that's usually the standard in other places, but here less so. And so I've kind of made a living about the things that people care about.
So I am noticing behind you is just such a beautiful, beautiful backdrop. And you shared with me that that's your office location. So tell me a little bit about, do you use that with your clients?
I do use it with my clients. I use it with every teenager for sure. And of course, I have a more sit-down and quieter space over here. But we have this beautiful garden. And it's a lovely garden. And frankly, 2 years ago, it meets Zen standards, meets Japanese tea garden Zen standards. We had 800 people tour the garden. Paid $49 a piece to see our garden and 2 others. 800 people coming through here, so there's a lot going on in this garden. But I use it as part of the hypnotherapy process. So actually, the very next client I'm going to have, she's 18, been to a lot of psychiatrists, she has some issues. So if I just sit here in this chair and she sits down in that chair, I'm going to go right away into that. I'm going to take her for a walk. We're going to go look at the fish. The fish are just beautiful. There's a koi pond there. We'll watch the fish. And it's a somewhat hypnotic process to watch fish. And certainly I'll be giving hypnotic inductions as we watch the fish. And then there's a bridge. Sometimes I'll have them stand on one side of the Japanese bridge, and I'll have them pull, and we'll fight, and we'll yank, and try and hold on to their old problems, and we'll drag them across the bridge in a kind of a playful way, and they'll dump their problems into the middle, into the water, and the waterfall will take it away. And in this process, it's physicality. When you can bring physicality into the hypnosis process, you're really getting things out of the body. And I think it's better than just sitting there. Sometimes we'll sit and do the standard things, but sometimes we get to do this. And I think when you increase the imagination, when you have that kind of a thing, for example, I have a giant pirate ship here, and actually with a little bit of wind, it actually flies. It's from Peter Pan. And that kind of imagination increasing process really awakens people, lets them forget about what they were hung on to. You know, people come, they've been time traveling. Mostly people are time travelers when they come to a hypnotherapist. They regret the past. They worry about the future.
Yeah.
They're out of time. But we bring them back to the here and now. And, you know, there's a lot of safety in the here and now. And that safety we bring into it. And I also have an advantage that I do a very good cold read. I can learn quickly within the first session, and I'll share a little bit about this, by the way, at the Trichotillomania session that we have, about how one can read people. And within that process, learn some of their deepest strengths and also deepest issues. And so I grade myself by when a client says to me, I feel seen and heard. Right. I felt seen and heard today. And when that happens, we can go through a process that can continue that process. So I don't do many one-time things. I do things that have deep meaning and have deep results. And I love being in the community because I'll walk down the street and people will stop me and say, thank you, you helped me with this, you helped me with that. And this to me makes me feel very good. I'm just north of San Francisco in Marin County, just a little hot, and in Mill Valley, and it's my way to bring into the community, and it's worked out very well, I think.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, I look so forward to actually attending that class. So it's gonna be a great time at Hypnothoughts. So thank you for being with us. You have a great day, and we will see you soon. Trichotillomania.
You bring that, but by the time you leave my class, I promise you'll not only be able to say it, you'll be able to spell it.
Excellent, Alan. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.